You've stayed at his home in Palm Beach.
Yes.
But you were staying at the house of
Yes.
a convicted sex offender.
It was a convenient place to stay.
Witnesses say they saw many young girls coming and going.
I never saw them. What they were doing and why they were there, I had nothing to do with.
One of Epstein's accusers, Virginia Roberts,
Yeah.
has made allegations against you. She provided a photo of the
Yes.
two of you together.
Yes.
Your arm was around her waist.
I have absolutely no memory of that photograph ever being taken.
Do you recognise yourself in the photo?
Yeah, it's pretty difficult not to recognise yourself. But we can't be certain as to whether or not that's my hand on her, whatever it is, left side.
I wonder if you have any sense now of guilt, regret or shame.
Do I regret the fact that he has quite obviously conducted himself in a manner unbecoming? Yes.
Unbecoming. He was a sex offender.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm being polite, in the sense that he was a sex offender. The problem was the fact that once he had been convicted, I stayed with him. And that's the bit that as it were, I kick myself for on a daily basis, because it was not something that was becoming of a member of the royal family. And we try and uphold the highest standards and practices, and I let the side down.
Within 9 months of meeting Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, Virginia was being flown halfway around the world to have sex with Epstein's wealthy associates. A little girl amongst a sea of men.
I was trafficked to other billionaires. I was trafficked to politicians, professors, even royalty. It was the elite of the world. It was the people who run the world. It was the most powerful people in the world.
Why do you think Epstein did that to you?
He used me as a form of blackmail, so, these people would owe him favors.
The name that has caused the greatest splash is Prince Andrew. The pair captured in this now infamous photograph taken in 2001. So as you know, Prince Andrew denies the allegations against him, and he says that this photo is a fake, that he was never there, and that is not his arm, and they're not his fingers.
Those are his fingers. That is Andrew. This photo has been verified as an original, and it's been since given to the FBI, and they've never contested that it's a fake. And I know it's real. And he needs to stop with all of these lame excuses. We're sick of hearing it. This is a real photo.
And that was the first time you met him?
And that's the very first time I met him. And that's right before I was abused by him.
Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell took the 17-year-old Virginia to London to party with Prince Andrew.
Then we went to Club Tramp, and he danced with me, and he sweats a lot, and he smells funny. And then we get in the car, and Ghislaine tells me in the car that I have to do what I do for Jeffrey for Prince Andrew. And that's when I learned what was going to happen.
How many times were you trafficked to him?
3 times.
Epstein's wealth was so vast, you know, the fact that he had this fleet of planes. We've heard a lot about the Lolita Express. What happened on the Lolita Express?
Everything that happened on the Lolita Express and his other planes was the same thing that happened in his bedrooms and the massage rooms, on the beach, wherever we were. The abuse did not stop because we're in the air. 95% of the time, there was always sex involved. Like, that's how sick this man was.
Prince Andrew later said he stayed at Epstein's homes several times, and flight records show the prince travelled on Epstein's private plane in 1999. A Washington Post examination of flight logs revealed Bill Clinton took 27 flights on Epstein's private plane.
This is a blackmail operation, and Prince Andrew got caught in it. So the Queen has acted because she's trying to stop the dominoes falling, which this situation has enormous potential to do. That will lead to the real background and the real nature of the British royal family that is hidden from the public, so that the royal family can survive in power. This is the same royal family and Queen acting in regard to Prince Andrew, who were described by a news program presenter in America on ABC in a tape that was leaked. And in that tape, she says that she had the whole deal on Jeffrey Epstein, Clinton, Prince Andrew, all of it, 3 years ago. And ABC would not let that be aired. And one of the reasons, she said, for that was threats from the British royal family. That's how much the bloody Queen cares about abused children. It just keeps coming to the surface as a result of things like the Epstein scandal and the Savile scandal. Jimmy Savile was a disc jockey or entertainer with the BBC. And when he died in 2011, what came out in the wake of that was that Savile was a historic level paedophile. What didn't come out is that he was a procurer of children for the rich and famous. And Savile was also, for decades, an inner circle member of the British royal family and a close friend to his death of Prince Charles. Are we really being asked to believe that royal family connections to Epstein and to Savile, who were both doing the same thing on different sides of the Atlantic, is just a coincidence? I'll give you another coincidence by Jimmy Savile's own words. He was introduced to the inner sanctum of the royal family in the 1960s by a very influential member of that family called Lord Mountbatten. Lord Mountbatten was the mentor of Prince Charles, to an extent also of Prince Philip, it would seem. Why would Lord Mountbatten introduce a paedophile and procurer of children to the British royal family? Well, here's another coincidence. Lord Mountbatten was a paedophile. And what we're seeing now is a desperate attempt at damage limitation so that this horrific family and institution can survive.
Prince Andrew quit public life and his royal duties for the foreseeable future. This is a direct response to the mounting evidence and actions that could take down the royal family. There's a lot of things to consider here with this latest statement by Prince Andrew, which again is correlated with secret legal documents that are supposed to be unsealed by a decision from a US judge by the end of this year. Documents that allegedly have explosive new allegations that most likely implicate also Prince Andrew, that many witnesses now correlate him with. And because of that, and because of the mounting evidence and the witnesses and this potential document drop, there is a lot of pressure on the royal family, especially with all the pedophiles that they are connected with that surprisingly face an extreme lack of consequences for whenever they get caught in their scandals.